All right, cue the interesting lead-in video. Here we go. We're day 14, serving challenge, the uninterruptible Jesus. Let's go. And we are back for another week of follow-throughs. I'm Pastor Fred, and we are doing the serving challenge. We are on the second aspect, and this is availability, as you can see in the book there. Availability, being available, being open, being wanting to be used by God to do various things. That comes right out of the attitude that we talked about last week, right? In the first week, we kind of did an overview, and we looked at the fact that, you know, Jesus came not to be served, but to serve. And that's where it all starts. His commitment to save us, to serve us, and he calls us to do the same. That we should treat each other that way. It's, you know, it's not like, hey, what can you do for me? But hey, how can I help you? It needs to be our kind of our natural, God-given mindset. And we talked about our mindset should be a mindset on Christ, and that starts with our attitude. And we talked about having that attitude of Jesus, who gave his life for us. And so today we get into availability. This is really pretty important. And I think, by the way, when we talk about serving and when we talk about motivation, that's a big deal, because what we talked about last week is so important. Our attitude, so critical, because that literally, it keeps us in the game. When you do things for the right reason. See, when you do things for the wrong reason, you might do a few things, but man, the littlest thing can shut you down, can frustrate you. But when you're powered by love and wanting to bring the forgiveness of Jesus and this love of Jesus to others, that's actually energizes you, and you can get through some pretty difficult things. I would say even impossible things, if that's our motivation, right? So, availability. We're going to look at today, day 14. We're going to look at the uninterruptible Jesus. Now, what we're going to see all week is how Jesus was always on the road. He's always he's going and he's healing and he's preaching and he's teaching. He does a lot of praying, and he's able to just kind of do so many things, and yet there's all these times where he is just personally there, personally available. One is found in Mark's gospel, right? This is Mark chapter 5. I want to especially read verse 34, and this is sort of the what happens because Jesus stops along the way. He is going to raise the daughter of Jairus. Jairus had come to him as he was walking and said, hey, as I look in the text, his daughter is at the point of death. And as he's going, they tell him that, she's died, right? But along the way, a woman stops, and she had it says a discharge of blood for like 12 years. And she had suffered under many physicians, spent all she had, and she was no better, but rather she was growing worse. And so she stops to right where Jesus is, and this is all in Mark chapter 5. And this is her faith. She's like, if I just touch the hem of his garment, like, I'll be healed. Like, that's all I need to do. And she does that, and she doesn't even talk to Jesus before. She doesn't ask him. She's like, he can do this. Even the edge of his garment, that's got power. And she's healed. And Jesus says, who touched me? And because he had perceived that power, it said, had gone out of him. And the disciples are like, wait, there's people everywhere. Like, how could this be? And but the woman knew, and she comes. It says fear and trembling. She goes before him, and she tells him the whole truth. And what does Jesus say? He says, daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your disease. He stops in the middle of all of that. People pressing in, needing his time. He's on his way to do something very important, raise a little girl from the dead. And that's pretty heavy duty. Talk about your schedule. And yet, he was able to be there personally for this person. And we're going to see person after person where Jesus is there, and it's like they're the only person that exists that's alive at that time. And you know what I mean? He's that personal, that in terms of those one-on-one situations, and how incredible that is. And he's modeling for us what it looks like. Because we got busy schedules, and so often I remember reading in one of Stephen Covey's, right? He's the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He talks about being efficient. And he says, we can't be efficient with people. We can't. Be efficient with how you do your manufacturing process, right? Or your bank account or something. Be efficient with all of that, the stuff that you've got to do. But the people deserve your time, need your time. And this is what God does. This is how he uses us and utilizes, and it's all about our time. And it starts with looking and asking God, Lord, please make me available. Let me be open to the situations that are happening as you're going to work, as you're at work, as you're at school, at home, whatever it might be. You might be busy. You might be like, man, I got no time for this. But that's why we're here. I'll have people come in my office and they're like, I'm sorry to bother you. And I'm like, man, that's why I'm here. For you to bother me, especially if it's something that you absolutely need. And that's an attitude for all of us to have. And I understand sometimes we get frustrated, and sometimes it begins to be too much because we're not Jesus. We don't have unlimited power. But we've been saved by the one who does have unlimited power. The one who will give us the strength we need and the power we need and the ability we need all the time. And we're going to talk about all those things in the coming weeks. But right now, please, today, let's just pray for our availability, that we would be uninterruptible like Jesus. I want to encourage you on page 95 of the book to do the challenge for today. Very, very important that we not just read about these and go, oh, that's really cool, but for us to actually kind of do the things. Okay, that's a lot harder. It's a lot more difficult. So let's get out of our comfort zone and become uninterruptible, right? We'll talk to you tomorrow when we get into day 15. All right, see you then.